would like to welcome you to a memorial butterfly release presented by Intermountain Homecare and Hospice. We are presenting today at the beautiful gardens at Thanksgiving Point in Lehigh. Butterflies throughout the years have been seen as a symbol of transformation from one existence to another. And that is why we have chosen butterflies today as a symbolic gesture to honor those loved ones that we have lost. Throughout cultures and throughout history, butterflies have held such a significance as a messenger from the deceased, stating all will be well, as guardian angels watching over you, and as dream catchers, but most of all, as a reminder of the hope and peace that comes with change. Today it is our desire that we can bring peace and comfort through our moments together as we honor those loved ones that we have lost. We would like to recognize Thanksgiving Point for partnering with us today and to thank them for acquiring the butterflies that we were able to release that carried our thoughts with them. We hope this virtual memorial will be a support to you during your time of grief, bringing comfort and peace.
For millennia, people have been fascinated with butterflies. History is full of folklore and symbolism about these winged insects. In Greek mythology, butterflies represented the souls of loved ones. Butterflies symbolize a long and happy life in China. Some Native American tribes have stories about the ability for butterflies to take wishes to the Great Spirit. The Shoshone people tell of a butterfly who lost her mate in battle. She was so sorrowful, she removed her wings and wrapped herself in a cocoon. During this time, she embarked on a long journey. As she traveled the world, she saw such beauty that eventually she cast aside her cocoon and replaced her wings. She began to dance and give thanks for another chance to begin life anew. Today, the Shoshone dance this butterfly dance to give thanks for new seasons, new life, new beginnings, and as an expression of renewal. Most butterfly lore and symbolism have three things in common: transformation, change, and a new form of life. Transformation occurs when we experience a significant loss. Many of us have experienced the death of a loved one. During this time, there can be a shift in how we view ourselves and the world. Like a butterfly, each person is unique in how they view their grief and themselves. This is often a time of self-discovery and may include feelings of loneliness, loss of life's meaning, and hopelessness. I lost my hope once, and after much searching, I decided maybe it was hiding in the dictionary. I looked in the dictionary and I didn't find my hope there, but I did find a definition: to look forward with confidence. I didn't feel confident, and it was hard to look forward. I thought about how someone can have heart surgery and be home within a week, but a broken heart, a wounded spirit, a loss of hope takes so much longer to heal. The author Glennon Doyle writes of such an experience she witnessed, of the difficult and messy process of transforming grief, and wrote that grief is a cocoon from which we emerge anew. Grief and change are messy and hard. There's no one way to go through it and no time frame on how long it will take. As we slowly transform and can find in us the desire to move forward, we move on to change. In the children's book, Hope for the Flowers, two caterpillars are talking. One caterpillar is worried about the change of becoming a butterfly because it's new and different and a little scary. His friend replies, To become a butterfly, you must want to fly so much that you are willing to give up being a caterpillar. The butterfly is beautiful because the caterpillar is brave. I have found that grief takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength to get up every day and face the day. It takes bravery to face one of the hardest experiences in life and look forward. When butterflies emerge from their cocoons, it takes so much struggle and strength. The process of emerging from the cocoon removes acids from the butterfly's wings, so they will be able to fly. This is so necessary that the butterfly will die without the struggle. Thankfully, we won't die and we will receive help and support as we travel through our grief journeys. But no one can take our heartache, and there will be many days of struggle before we are able to emerge from the cocoon of grief. Moving into a new form of life doesn't make the grief disappear, but we are better equipped to integrate our grief into our new way of being. Oftentimes during our grief process, we re-examine our lives, priorities, and belief systems, among other things. Just as butterflies' wings identify them, our grief journey identifies us. A wise person observed, grief changes us. The pain sculpts us into someone who understands more deeply, hurts more often, appreciates more quickly, cries more easily, and hopes more desperately, and loves more openly. As a hospice team, we are here for each of you as you go through this process. We care about you and your families. Your sorrow and struggles are important to us. Your stories and love are embedded in our hearts. And we know that a butterfly is proof you can go through darkness and still emerge magnificent.
We at Intermountain will never tell you, do not grieve, do not mourn when a loved one passes. We know this is part of the natural life process. What we will tell you is to continue to love, continue to remember, continue to hope. The ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu said, what to the caterpillar is the ending. To the butterfly is just the beginning. And that's one of the reasons we have our butterfly release celebration, to help us remember the journey that we are on. Throughout time and history, butterflies have always been a symbol of change, a symbol of hope, a symbol of beauty. As the butterfly goes through its own life cycle, it goes from an egg, then to a caterpillar, then to a chrysalis, and from the chrysalis to the butterfly. This is a natural process of opening and closing doors. And so it is with us. There will be a time when each of us opens and closes death's door. When we celebrate the passing of a loved one, it helps us feel more comfortable with the fact that we are feeling loss. There are many stages of grief that we all go through when we lose a loved one. Sometimes we go through these stages very quickly. Sometimes we will land on a stage and stay there for a while. But always we will go on and continue with our grieving and with our own life processes. If you keep a butterfly clutched in your hand, it won't be able to fly. But if you open your hand and release it, the butterfly can then continue its journey. And so it is with our loved ones. We need to keep their memory close, but we also need to release them and allow them to go on. I'd like to remind you of our current famous philosopher, Winnie the Pooh. His instructions were, always remember that you are braver than you believe, smarter than you think, and stronger than you seem. And so it is as we go through the grieving process, and so it is as we go through our butterfly release, we are able to again appreciate life and the things that we have shared with our loved ones. Thank you.